In ancient Greece, my family's ancestral country, particularly during the Eleusinian Mysteries, sacred rites dedicated to Demeter and Persephone incorporated psychoactive substances as part of their spiritual practices. These ceremonies, involving plants and mushrooms containing compounds like psilocybin, were deeply woven into the fabric of Greek religious life, used as tools for achieving transcendent states and spiritual revelations as well. The Apostle Paul, writing to the Galatian Greeks in what is now modern Turkey, directly addressed these practices. His use of the term pharmakia, from which we get our modern term pharmacy, in Galatians 5:19 was particularly significant. The Greek word, primarily meaning, quote, dealing in poison or drug use, was explicitly listed among the works of the flesh. It's also known as witchcraft in the King James English, that would prevent people from inheriting God's kingdom. Paul's choice of this specific term was no coincidence, as he was writing to a Greek audience familiar with these practices. The biblical narrative consistently portrays sorcery and associated drug use as attempts to bypass direct communication with God. This is evidenced in multiple biblical accounts, from sorcerers in ancient Egypt, such as in Exodus 7, to those in Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar in Jeremiah 27 and Daniel 2. The strong condemnation in Deuteronomy 18 describing such practices as an abomination to the Lord further emphasizes this point. Modern research by neuroscientists like Sharon Durek suggests that the brain functions more like a receiver than an originator of thought. This scientific perspective adds fascinating context to the biblical emphasis on protecting one's mind and, quote, seeking God's face as the scripture asks us to. What appears in ancient texts as spiritual guidance aligns with contemporary understanding of consciousness, the mind as a gateway into our temple, requiring protection for divine communication. This narrative reveals a clear theological position. While the Greeks sought divine connection through substance-induced altered states, Paul and the broader biblical tradition advocated for a direct, unmediated relationship with God, viewing the human mind as a sacred receiver that should remain unaltered for optimal divine communication. Curious that we are told to dwell on God and seek His face constantly. Some see this as a trite motivation, but it seems, in light of recent research on NDEs, remote viewing, and UAPs, that this might in fact be a means of establishing a communication to the divine, and protecting our brain, a gateway into the temple, should be done at all costs.